Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Appreciate everyone taking the time out of your day to join this webinar. We've got quite a bit of content, so I'm sure it'll be productive for you. Just as far as what we're going to cover, the first thing we're going to talk about is just a little bit about MasTech and the current healthcare IT environment. Then we're going to have Derek Stevens speak from LHC about a transformation that they went through, where they moved from on-prem to the cloud, a major transformation. And he's going to walk through that process and how they did it, lessons learned, et cetera. And then we're going to talk about how you transform to Oracle Cloud using our MasTech Glide program. And then we've got Q&A. Now, as we go through this, if you've got any questions, feel free to put it in the chat and we'll go from there. Next slide. This is the team that'll be presenting. My name is Mike King. I'm Senior Vice President, MasTech, been here 8 years in the Oracle ecosystem, 25 plus. With me is Snehal Chaniara. Snehal, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Snehal, been with MasTech for 17 years. A lot of experience in cloud space, specifically helping PeopleSoft customer to transform to Oracle Cloud application. I'm part of the pre-sales in the customer success team. Thank you.
And then we have Derek Stevens. Derek, you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Good afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. Derek Stevens. I've been with LHC now for about 4.5 years. It feels like 27 years and dog years, the amount of transformation and change that we've executed. Prior to LHC, I spent about 22 years with IBM in various transformation roles. So thrilled to be here today.
Thanks, Derek. Just a little bit about MasTech. We've been around 40 plus years now, and we focus on Oracle implementations. We've got over 1,350 plus now Oracle Cloud implementations we've done across the world. We do all pillars, so we can be a one-stop shop, if you will, for Oracle. We can implement anything that Oracle sells. We've got roughly 6,000 employees, 3,000 that are focused on the Oracle product line. We're a full services implementation partner. We do obviously implementation, we do managed services, we do rescue projects. We're going to talk about our Glide program, et cetera. And we've won a number of awards from Oracle that we're very proud of. Next slide. This is what analyst firms are saying about us, which we're very excited about. The Everest Group did a study, a global study of analysts of actually SIs that do Oracle implementations. And I think there were roughly 48 to 50 in the study, and we came out in the top 5 globally. So again, very excited about that recognition. There's actually a report associated with that we can get you if you need it. And Gartner has recognized us for the past 4 years. And we were #1 in customer satisfaction every year per Gartner. And we're the largest Oracle-only implementation partner in that Magic Quadrant. Next slide. Just some of the assets we offer. We have a workforce scheduler, which is really key to healthcare for sure. From a scheduling perspective, we're experts in this particular area. We also have a lot of productivity capabilities from a workforce perspective. We do patient and DRG level costing. We can get down to costing at patient level detail costing, and lots of strong healthcare analytics we provide. We've got a light warehouse 360 product that can do inventory management for providers. It tracks PAR inventory for healthcare customers. We're mobile apps enabled across all our products. And we put together an extension that was developed to support the computation of incentives for physicians. So what we do is we actually have extensions that we put together in healthcare to kind of plug gaps that may be in the Oracle solution. Next slide. We also have accelerators, and this is key to your implementation. This really helps the process of the implementation move quicker. We're going to talk about Glide a bit later. We have ready-to-use structures out of the box, chart of accounts, inventory org structures, et cetera, that we can use. We've got a ready-to-use environment for healthcare that we actually use during the implementation process. It's laid out in best practices format for the business processes. We've got pre-built integrations with the likes of Epic, Cerner, and Kronos. We've got data migration tools that we can migrate data from PeopleSoft, EBS, et cetera, and it really helps in the implementation process as we go through it. And then we've got over 400 plus pre-built reports specific to healthcare, and that includes KPIs. So we've done a lot just for the healthcare specific users. Next slide. This is just a sample of our customers across the world. Again, lots of them out there, lots of expertise and experience in this industry. Next slide. Just a little bit about the trends, and then we'll let Derek take over. Of all the industries out there, healthcare is one that stands to gain the most from transformation. Certainly, this is what Derek's going to talk about. I just read an article. I believe that 251 billion is going to be spent on IT in the next year just for healthcare, and 65% of that's going to be in the US. So it's a huge, huge undertaking and a huge market. As far as trends are concerned on the strategic side, again, looking at readmission rates is key. Being able to control those, looking at patient, physician satisfaction, nurse satisfaction. There's a nurse shortage, so workforce scheduling associated with nursing and physicians is important. You're looking at organizations invest a lot in new digital health capabilities and getting ready from an emergency preparedness perspective. There's also the value creation side, where you're looking at patient-centric healthcare. Reducing cost is obviously a big factor in many organizations out there. Everyone's looking for value-based healthcare, and systems like Oracle can help in that particular process of getting better value-based care. Improving your decision-making. Again, analytics are out there to help do that, and complete the healthcare interoperability capabilities. And then on the solution space, having a digital front door, telemedicine's huge now. I just saw a commercial where Amazon is doing telemedicine, which is interesting, and actually doing pharmaceutical delivery. So again, it's really growing fast from that perspective. And then we talk about healthcare costing and advanced analytics, huge. So again, organizations are looking for modern platforms, and that's where, going from an on-prem to a cloud world will give you that capability. And with that, I'll turn it over to Derek.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Mike and Snehal, for the opportunity to participate today. Just a quick background on LHC Group for those not familiar with our company or our transformation journey. So you can move it to the next chart, and I'll just cover some of the highlights here. So we were founded in 1994, approximately a $2 billion home health organization with the mission to serve the neediest and most vulnerable. We're a national provider of home health. We operate in approximately 38 states and growing, offering healthcare to patients primarily within the comfort and privacy of their place of residence. We have approximately 31,000 employees, over 900 locations, and we have over 400 unique legal entities that are delivering the home health, hospice, community, and facility-based services. We're reaching approximately 68% of the U.S. population over 65. Interesting fact, LHC is both a healthcare company. We're also an acquisition company. We acquire on average 2 to 4 companies per month. We were acquired last year by Optum, which is part of United Healthcare Group. In regard to our transformation journey, we started in 2019. We defined our cloud platform requirements, and we executed an RFP in 2020. We selected the platform and the system integrator in December of 2020, and approximately 12 months later went live in January of 22 with our first major release. Since then, we've deployed 4 major releases and continue with day 2 support and continuous improvements on the same platform with the same integration partner going on 4 years now. My particular role was to assist in the development of the business case, manage the RFP selection process, both for the platform and the system integrator. And then apparently I pulled the short straw and had the opportunity to manage the delivery for the last 2.5 years. I also manage our day 2 support and enhancements organization. Prior to LHC, I spent about 20 years with IBM in various capacities. Primary focus was transforming the IBM company for many years. And then we thought we were pretty good at it. We were asked to support Fortune 100 customers in the transforming their operations as well. So that's quick background on LHC and my role on the transformation program. Next chart, please. So what you can see here is just really a highlight of the major 4 releases and what we delivered. Release 1 was all about the ERP and financial elements, and all the pieces that come with financial modules. Soon after, we delivered some of the talent and development plan capabilities in June of 2022. About a month later, we implemented the EPM module from Oracle, which is planning and budgeting, project costing, some of those capabilities for our finance organization. March was a major release for us because we modified the PSU and TSUR structures, and we implemented expense, performance management, and the core HR modules. And then our final large release was release 4 in June of last year. We implemented payroll, time and labor, new physical clocks at our locations, and employee and managers self-service. And since then, we have implemented a few more modules and have a nice groomed backlog of user stories that we continue to deliver for the business each month. Excellent. All right. So the next chart, if we could. So the reasons for change for LAC, why did we go through this journey? First was this center dated and highly customized premise-based Lawson application and all these ancillary applications that we had built over the years on top of it. Also critical that we modernize our corporate systems and drive operational efficiencies for us. It was also a necessity to migrate all our people, process, and technology to a single integrated platform, and added many new capabilities, which I'll share in a chart in a few moments. We also want to implement best practices for our process efficiencies and enterprise performance. We were continually reinventing the wheel versus leveraging best practices. We also needed to employ and empower our employees by adding mobile and self-service capabilities. Prior, we had no employee or self-service abilities within our system, and went through their managers to execute simple things like address changes. We also wanted to modernize our architecture and infrastructure, increase the amount of automations and integration with our third parties, while reducing our technical debt. And just as important is dramatically reduce our compliance, security, and business risk. So those are key reasons for change. Next chart, and as you look at when it was part of our transformation, it was critical for us to define our core business case tenets. The first one is around simplicity, required given the rapid change in industry and our continuous growth demands. The next one's efficiency. Our complex processes and disparate data made it difficult for onboarding, collaboration across the teams, and retaining talent, as well as to manage our financial responsibilities. The final key one is around excellence. And we had a significant amount of manual efforts in our operation to manage the business, and we want to continually improve the quality of patient care in a highly regulated and competitive market. The next few bullets down at the bottom there are just a few key pain points and opportunities that were included in our program, as reducing manual spend and processes, the ability to rapidly scale and execute continuous improvement, real-time, consistent, integrated data with automated insights, harmonized and integrated operations on a single modern technology platform, improve our financial stewardship, and of course, modernize our employee experience. The next chart, which gives a highlight. So to deliver on the business case and on transformation, it was critical to make sure we defined our program principles and guidelines to ensure we delivered on the benefits realization in the business case. So the first is really around simplify and standardize. So design out of box as wherever possible, design and adapt to standard ways to work. Key is we're not just shift and lift, it's transform. We need to look at our processes, reevaluate these processes, and adopt best practices. Need to ensure we have accountability and governance within our model, making financial responsible decisions collectively and quickly. Clear and consistent communications, OCM was a key part of the program, managing communications, training, and all the various elements that come with it, and ensure we adapt and change, right? We need change champions within our organization to adopt these new ways to work and the tools that we're being delivered. All right, so the next chart is really a one-page picture of everything that we had prior to the cloud transformation in gray. And then you'll see in blue, not only is it important to deliver on the as-is capability, we implemented quite a few new capabilities within this program as well. I won't go through line by line, but you can see we had quite a few modules deployed over that 2.5-year period. In the interest of time, we'll go to the next chart, which is a view at a high level of the amount of integrations and technical debt that we had with our previous premise-based solutions. So we had built custom integrations to our Lawson and Cronus environment, and we were able, through this program, we had identified approximately 100 integrations when we started the program, but as we uncovered new capabilities over the period, we delivered over 200 integrations, and we were able to sunset about 38 applications, reducing the number of partners and solutions in our ecosystem. All right, so part of the next chart you'll see is when you actually have all those direct costs and the systems you're able to sunset, we also need to develop what are the high-level productivity benefits that we're expecting. And this is just illustrative. There was actually, I think, over 40 or 50 different levers that we were expecting that we could pull. We came up with both conservative, aggressive, and then in the middle, really expected benefit that we would have that fed into our business case, recognizing some of these soft benefits could be realized. In some cases, they're investments that are reinvested in newer capabilities or new activities the business wanted to execute. But it's critical as you develop your transformation program that you have both your direct costs and your indirect productivity benefits, and ensuring that they're realistic and realized once you go live with the program. All right, next chart. So again, another illustrative chart, but at a high level, this shows that once you have your hard and soft benefits for your business case, you put this into a model where you show your benefits, you show the cost investments that you need to make on your software fees, the implementation fees, travel, and all these other pieces. One key point for our transformation program, we signed with the SI and software platform provider in December 2020 during the heat of COVID. We delivered our first 3 releases completely remote in a new operating model. So, for example, we initially had put together in 2019 a budget for travel. We found we didn't spend as much money in 2020 for travel. And so those are learnings along the way that are just illustrative of some of the things that you'll go and do along the way. But critical that you understand the cash flow impact to the business. Obviously, year 1 and year 2, you're implementing, you're incurring a lot of costs. You're having to keep multiple systems concurrently running in parallel. And for us, is really year 3 was our break-even point. And now we're currently in year 4 and seeing the benefits within our business case being delivered for the program. So exciting to sort of see where we've come, and 4 years into it, seeing that you're able to develop a business case and a investment case that actually held water, and quite a bit of change that occurred over that period of time that we were able to absorb. All right, so once you have the business case, you start tracking it's a business case, you deliver the program. It's critical to leverage the learnings along the way. And so the following 2 charts are a summary of the few learnings we collected over the course of the program. For transformation to be successful, it starts with the business case development, continues through the program activities, but it's also necessary to continue after your releases. So here's a few highlights. We actually have pages and pages of lessons learned, but I wanted to summarize as quick as I could for this webinar. So the first is, of course, have a plan, a detailed plan, and hold all parties accountable, but also critical to recognize that plan is going to change, and how do you manage that change? And so we found having work breakdown units within 1 week was digestible. We sort of knew what we had in a week ahead of us. We had thousands of lines of a project plan, but we recognize as each week we go into it, we need to re-baseline, revalidate that we're tracking in the right direction, because you will have to make pivots and changes along the way. Second key learning is just ensuring you have the seasoned industry practitioners, not just the platform expertise, people that really understand your industry. For us, home health while healthcare was well known by Oracle, home health was relatively new 4 years ago, and how to manage the capabilities required for home health providers like LHC Group. Great news that I'd call out is it's, your SIs will do whatever you request. The bad news is they'll do whatever you request. And so it's key to make sure that all those engaged listen and learn of what you want to do, but know what you need to do. And it's really critical to know the difference in the way that you implement the change. Don't just re-execute your reports, your design, because that's the way you're used to doing it today. Look at it and see if there's new ways to do things. Critical to lead with OCM, organizational change management. It can't be an afterthought or downstream that makes up for time after other work streams are delayed. Change is hard, and OCM is critical. Have a foundational goal of configuration versus customization. Everyone talks about this, many don't do it. There's many ways you can, even within the main SaaS solution, to develop some minor, routines and customization, these fast formulas and other methods. So hold yourself accountable to that directive of configuration versus customization. Also critical to find the right balance of in-person meetings. Again, we delivered all our stuff remote, but even all those Teams meetings add up when you're trying to keep the business running and you're dependent on the business to engage in your transformation program while still doing their quote unquote day job. And then of course it's, recognize that everyone's working remote, but you really need to make sure that people are paying attention, especially during your playbacks. People start nodding their heads, but are they really paying attention to the reviews of your requirements, of your solution design documents, of your reporting design documents? Make sure everyone's paying attention. All right, again, just a summary. Next chart is the second to last chart here. The last chart calls out the commitment to change. This is a real important and challenge for the enterprise. It's a journey, and the ability to change and the cadence needs to be set by the program. Data obviously is so critical during your migration and process, and the dependency of HR and payroll is extremely coupled. In our previous solution, premise-based solution, HR team can make some changes, the payroll team can make changes during payroll, but in the new system, payroll is making less changes, and it needs to be correct in the HR data schema. So it's really critical to make sure those teams are collaborated and connected. Leverage the autocomplete roles. We identified, I can think there was over 1,300 autocomplete roles that were available, and we went with a handful when we went live, and that's a continuous journey. The more you can do up front to improve that data quality, the better. End-to-end testing. Everyone does a happy path. It's all those unhappy path that you need to make sure you're testing for along the way, especially with your third parties. In regard to third-party change, they're on their own schedules. They're not necessarily on your schedule, and they're continually changing their products along the way. So it's critical not only that you have the continuous interlock and early testing, but you get these executive sponsors within those companies that are engaged, and you regularly checkpoint with them, especially the large providers that are out there that don't necessarily bend to your schedule as much as you would like. And last but not least is really embracing digital, because we delivered everything remote. It was critical to leverage, Teams for collaboration, sharing of information, leveraging Kanban and DevOps and Agile in a way that allowed us to quickly see status at a task level for people to update, leverage the follow-on type capabilities with your partners. But it's critical to leverage these new tools. The ERP war room days are really behind us. And as I mentioned earlier, we delivered our first release is 100% remote. All right, the last chart is really sort of effectively our end state, if there is such thing as end state in cloud, with the quarter releases. So we have delivered all the major modules and are live as of June of last year. We're integrated. We have our users connected to Oracle through mobile. We're leveraging new analytics capabilities that we didn't have before, dramatically improve user experience for employees. And then, of course, we have more insights and a platform for changes. We do have unique requirements for our business. We have the ability to leverage the Oracle PaaS solution in that environment for our custom applications. So less debt, technical debt, better experience for our employees, and again, transformation continues. But the big T transformation is behind us, and now we're in the small T transformation until there's something big that happens in our industry. Hope that's helpful. I think, Mike, I turn it back to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Derek. Very good. I appreciate that. And now we want to talk about how to transform to the Oracle Cloud with the Mastech Glide program. And I'm going to let Snehal walk you through that.
Yep. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you, Derek. All right. So now, let's spend few minutes understanding, how Mastech helps, PeopleSoft, Lawson customers to successfully transform to Oracle Cloud applications. We call the transformation approach as Glide 4.0. That's the name Mastech have given. It's really a program which is collection of different approaches, different tools, and lot of learnings. We had in helping several customers to move from on-premise application to cloud, to Oracle Cloud application. It has 6 different stages, And what I'm going to do is give you a summary and talk about some of our important tools and assets, which we use as part of Glide program. Uh, by the way, we help PeopleSoft customer not just to transform, but also to plan your transformation. So the first stage, we call it assessment. What Mastech have done is created a proprietary tool which runs on your PeopleSoft environment, and it will help you to create a assessment report, which talks about, what effort it will take, what benefits you are going to get, and lot of other cool information. I have an example of assessment report, and I'll show you in a while. By the way, assessment is completely free of cost. It does not really takes lot of time from your IT, your business, but it really delivers a report which you can take and feel confident that how much time, what effort, and what investment you have to do to make an transformation effort. The second, we call it insight. Insight is nothing but help you to create a clear ROI business case. For Mastech, success is not go live. We are very confident that we will make you live on Oracle Cloud applications. We have deep experience and expertise, but for us, success is when we can measure the value. Where, let's say if you are spending $5 million on Oracle and Mastech, we want to help your CFO office, your CEO office to measure the tangible value, the benefits you get out of the transformation. So that's what Insight is all about. Advisory, to Derek's point, right? It is important that your implementation partner understand, three, four important aspects here, right? One is PeopleSoft. Because you are doing PeopleSoft transformation, your partner should understand PeopleSoft. It really helps, obviously, technically, but it helps in change management and lot of other places also. Secondly, the healthcare expertise. We have deep expertise in varieties of segments within healthcare. We have people who has domain experience, in the industry. Third, is Oracle Cloud expertise. We have consultant who are certified, experienced in Oracle Cloud applications in different modules. And fourth, last but not least, the functional expertise. So for an example, if it is financial implementation, you will have CPA working for you, and they will share the leading practices. They will help you to improve your structure, such as chart of account, your business processes, so and so forth. So idea is, while we are doing a technology implementation, but consulting is something, which we give a lot of importance and focus. Modernization. So as part of the implementation, we use number of tools. Data migration is one of it. Uh, we have library of reports. We have a lot of templates and library of integrations, obviously pre-built business processes. I have some examples to share, which I will do, as we go. And then, uh, like I said, go live is not the ultimate goal, right? The true adoption, whether your users are using the system the way you have planned over the implementation cycle. What is the effectiveness? Are you able to deliver value to your employees, to external stakeholders, to patient or not? All of that is very important, and we have ways and means to measure that once you are live. So let's go in little detail about each and every stage. So this is an output of assessment, and real quick on left hand side, again to refresh. Assessment is a first stage where Mastech has created the tool. This tool will run on your environment and get you information such as what modules you are using, what is the volume of data by different data objects, what is the history, what is your RISE component, so and so forth. It will also, and this is again a very simple example, but it gets into a lot of details in terms of what modules you are using on PeopleSoft and what modules you can use on cloud application, in terms of complete replacement and what new modules you want to use. Like I said, we get into a lot of detail. So every module, for an example, general ledger, what are the features, currently available in PeopleSoft, what features you are using heavily, and then what are the features you are going to get, meaning whether you are going to get 100 percentage mapping of your existing processes to Oracle Cloud application, and on top of that, what are the value, what are the additional features you will get so that you can improve the processes or the way you are using PeopleSoft today. If there are any gaps, we will identify the gaps also, and we will be upfront, transparent, tell you that these are the gaps if you have done a customization on PeopleSoft. So we will get into all of that detail. So net, you can reach out to us, Mike or me, more than happy to help you to get your assessment done. Again, free of cost, really a nice way of plan your PeopleSoft to cloud application transformation journey. All right, so the second stage inside, we call it outcome-based contracting, value-based delivery. The idea is to deliver the value. Theme of Mastex Oracle Cloud Transformation is all about value. It's not just the go live. By way of insight, it's a very simple program. So as part of the sales cycle or early part of the design, we work with your stakeholders, and we will identify, what are the core business problems you are trying to solve, what are the key goals you want to accomplish by implementing Oracle Cloud application. We'll list down them, and then we will identify KPIs. We Mastech has library of over 200 KPIs in the category of process optimization, system adoption, information output, audit, and compliance. This covers all the business functions, finance, purchasing, supply chain, human capital management, so and so forth. So we will pick up a KPI. For an example, let's just take a simple example. CFO wants to reduce the monthly period closing cycle, right? This is very simple process improvement example. So this could be one of the KPI which we identify in the sales cycle or early part of the design. Similar way, normally from our experience, we identify anywhere between 15 to 20 KPIs at max for different functions. The KPI has to be important and critical one. And you want to be careful, how many areas you want to transform or bring a lot of changes. Because here we are not just talking about configuration. In this example, our team will work with your finance team, share the leading practices, may challenge in good way the current framework of period closing. Obviously will share leading practices, do configuration in the product. So it's a lot of work. At a time we end up creating a special interest group, the group responsible implementing this KPI and everything around it. We may also have a separate mini project plan. So it's a lot of work, lot of focus. So it is important to be very careful in selecting the KPI, and we will guide your team, and then follow the process. What is most important is, once you are live in this example with Oracle Cloud Financials, what Mastech have done is we have created a tool using Oracle BI, which we deploy on your environment. The tool will help you to measure and monitor whether you have got progress or you got the result on the agreed KPI. So in this case, CFO wanted to reduce the closing process from 7 days to 4 days. They will be able to see that using the tool which we deploy on your production environment. There are varieties of example. The second example is from performance management. It helps to measure whether the performance management process is effective, whether employees and managers are getting engaged, whether they are having enough discussion, dialogues, so and so forth, and they are following all the task and processes part of the system configured. Again, a dashboard will help. Let's say I'm a HR business partner in my department. 3 employees are not engaged enough. I can use the dashboard, identify them, go and talk to them. What is the issue? Are they not happy at work? Managers are not spending enough time, whatever it could be. The idea is it helps the HR team to know, where are the problems, and then they can spend their time and energy to solve that. Similar way, like I said, we have 200 different KPIs, 400 plus dashboard, which we help customers as part of transformation. All right, let's keep moving. So these are next couple of slides, maybe my last few slides, I'm going to talk about some of the tools we use as part of Glide program. This is an example of data migration tool. What it does, it gets connected to your PeopleSoft environment. It will extract the data from PeopleSoft, then it will perform transformation. Now, transformation could be of different nature, right? Let's say you want to change your chart of account as part of cloud implementation. So once your business gives us the mapping, the transformation tool can transform the data so that it adopts the change in the chart of account. The transformation example could be very simple, as simple as cleaning the data or adjusting the masters. The tool can do that also. Plus, most important, it will transform the data in a way so that Oracle Cloud application can consume it. And then this tool will do a migration in cloud application. It has number of reconciliation reports, which you will get to your business team, to your IT team, so that they can perform a verification if data is migrated successfully and accurately. This tool has a front end also, meaning you can log into this tool. You do not need any technical expertise. It saves lot of time, lot of money. More than anything, it brings lot of quality in the data migration process end to end. All right. Like I said, we give a lot of advisory services. The advisory services are of different nature, pure play, consulting, improving your processes, your structure. We also help your IT team, right? So that they are fully up to the speed with cloud technology, because things have changed from PeopleSoft to cloud. We give a lot of admin training so that they can maintain the application. We also give a admin training to business if that's the structure you follow. And then last but not least, we focus on innovation a lot. Everyone talks about AI, Gen AI today, right? We help you to identify what are the possible AI use case early in the process. We have created number of Gen AI, use cases, demos, which we offer to our customers, as part of the implementation journey. Mike, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Snail. I appreciate that. Just the last thing we want to talk about here is we have an outcome-based commercial model. So what happens is we have milestones throughout the process, and as we hit those milestones, that's when we actually invoice the client. So it's not done on a weekly basis, it's done on a milestone basis, which is great. So we have to basically sit down and agree that at that milestone, everything's successful. And the other thing we do is, as Snail talked about these KPIs, we'll identify a handful of KPIs at the beginning of the implementation process, and we'll set the goals on what those KPIs need to be successful. And then after go live, it could be 6 months, 8 months after go live, we track those KPIs to see if we hit them. And we'll actually tie a percentage of the value of our contract to hitting those KPIs after go live. And that's something that's unique in the business. And we've been very successful at doing that. So again, it reduces risk for the client. It gives measurable KPIs to realize your ROI. And like I said, we do this at the beginning of the implementation. We set these up. Next slide. So with that, that's the end of our presentation. If there's any questions, feel free to ask or put in the chat. I don't know if any of y'all will be attending Ascend. We'll be there. So would love to meet if you're available. And I'll just give it a minute here to see if there are any questions. I'd like to thank Derek for presenting. Appreciate that very much. And here's our contact information. So if you do have any requests, etc., please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll certainly get back to you as soon as we can. All right, I don't see anything in the chat here, so I guess we'll let you guys have the rest of your time back. And again, appreciate attending, and look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much, Mastech team. We really appreciate it.